Guys, I am Ash and this is Saf, and we're coming at you today in Dragonheir Silent God sponsored video, sponsored channel. I am pumped for today's video, man. We haven't done any like hero focuses so far, Saf. First of all, how you been, man? Second of all, why do you love this hero? Who is the hero?
Yeah, doing good. Pushing on well, which is great. Trying to survive the heat.
Good. You're still alive over there. I like it. I like it.
It hasn't dissipated yet. Yeah, I'm doing well. So yeah, today we're here to talk about a hero that actually most people might look at and glance over and move on, but actually is a very, very valuable hero that's almost legendary in disguise. That's what we're here to talk about.
I feel like in terms of the epics on our account, I mean, we made a video about him, probably the first epic that we made a video about on our account. And I'm sure a lot of players out there probably resonate as well. But like, I always think of Garius as our GOAT, right? But we're not here to talk about him today. I feel like we talked about him a lot. We're here to talk about someone a little bit different. Why? Let me see what the people say about Iola. Is that how you pronounce it? Iola?
Well,
Iola?
It was a bit of a weird one. Like YST, when he was playing Dragonheir, loved this hero.
Lola. He called her
Lola.
Lola.
To call her Lola. I'm pretty sure it's Iola.
Iola. Well, you can't tell, can you? Yeah. All right.
Lola, Iola, haven't decided
Lola,
yet.
Iola, how do you guys say her name? Either way, people give her a 4.2 in-game. We always know what you say about like in-game ratings. Never really trust them, but we always look at them anyway. I remember when she was one of the first priorities that you had started investing in on our account. For those of you who don't know, I'm kind of just going through the adventure, going through the storyline, you know, helping to build a little bit in terms of gearing them up and stuff. But Saf is making all the key decisions and then kind of cluing me in on why he's making said decisions on building our teams and deciding which heroes we're going to upgrade, and then I ask him about it for you guys. So Lola here, Iola, was one of the first heroes that you started to invest in, and we hadn't talked a ton about her previously, Saf. So why did you go immediately to her? What is your backstory with Lola on your account? Like, did you discover her? Did you start using her more often? Why was she the first person that you went to, or first hero that you went to on our account?
Yeah, so lightning is quite light in terms of control.
Okay.
And generally when you start pairing it in an elemental affinity, because it's a primary elemental affinity, it's one of the main domains, it will get paired with things like radiance and necrosis, and you can get in this situation where trying to progress content in, say, Pillar of Trial, which if nobody's reached Pillar of Trial yet, is basically elemental locked content where you can only use the elemental pairing for that season.
Elemental Doom Tower is what you initially told me. I think that's a good comp. Keep it going with the raid comps for us out there, for us former existing raid players.
Yeah, Elemental Doom Tower. So it's like 60 floors. Every 10 floors you'll fight a boss, but you can only use heroes from the elemental matchup of that season. So this season, I think we're at Lightning Radiant. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Lightning Radiant. So that means I can't use the Necrosis with her. And what you will end up with is a situation where sometimes a lot of the crowd control fits more around a different element and you can't get access to it. Now, what Iola is very good for is she is an absolute monster AoE damage dealer and a monster AoE crowd control. And crowd control, when you start getting to the real pinnacle content in this game, is almost like the coup de grace, I probably said that wrong. The best that you can possibly get is what you want. And her ability set here is great. So let's just go through her abilities and explain exactly how it works.
Absolutely. So she's got attack in all battles. And then passive, when attacking enemies under silence, 40% chance of changing silence into stunned. Pretty good passive, alluding to the rest of her kit.
Well, the key thing here is when they're attacked. So it's never when they use an ability, but when she attacks someone.
When attacking enemies under, correct.
So, and this game is a battle. It's different to raid. It's not like a turn-based. She's constantly attacking every 2.5 seconds on a base value here. So that could happen quite frequently. Okay, so
so battle skill. We have fires 2 lightning orbs at the enemy, each dealing 200% lightning damage with a 50% chance of inflicting a silence for 5 seconds, which again, we can come in and change, hopefully later, vis-a-vis the passive to a stun. But either way, silence is pretty dang good anyway in its own right.
Yes, because they can't use their battle and ultimate skills. It stops them being able to use their abilities.
And then the ultimate, Resounding Truth, summons lightning to strike the target area 3 times, 230% attack lightning damage each time to enemies within range, 50% chance again of inflicting silence on the big AoE for 5 seconds with a 75% chance to inflict attack penalty 2 as well. You can get that chance all the way to a 75% chance or 100% chance on the attack penalty.
100% chance, but it hits 3 times. So
three times. So you don't even need to necessarily, but you can. Of course you should, right? Yeah.
You should always book it for the recharge time, but essentially that ultimate, because it's 3 hits and each hit has a chance to play 75% silence, that means you're probably going to get silence on most of them. Yeah. And then you could even have a situation where you place it on the first hit and then the second hit can activate the passive to upgrade it to a stun.
Yeah, so she's silencing, crazy. She's stunning, she's doing a lot of damage, and she brings attack penalty 2 as well on that big AoE at a 100% rate, basically, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy
what
good.
Doesn't she do? Yeah.
Another cool tip, because she hits 3 times on her ultimate, that makes her excellent for things like the Crown of the Uncleaned and the Witch's Remains, which is the only place you can get defense down. So she becomes decreased attack, decreased defense, stun, silence, damage. She is an absolute monster when it comes to carrying you through some of this very difficult content that you will face, like adventure content, progression content. We're using her as almost like the linchpin of our teams at the moment.
It's really insane when you think about it, you know? It really is. Like everything that she brings to the table, man. Is there anybody who wouldn't want to prioritize her as one of the first heroes if you're lucky enough to obviously get her? And I shouldn't even say lucky enough. I feel like this game is pretty generous. Play long enough, you know, with these epics, especially in the rares. So everybody should go for it, right?
Yeah, because the thing is, as you play the game, you will need element teams for element things, right? You won't just stick to one team. It's not like Raid where it's like, well, I built my dragon team, I can reuse my dragon team in Fire Knight and I can reuse it over here. Eventually you're going to face content where it's like, I can't actually do it because I need to change the element, whether it be a world boss, whether it be a pillar of trial. So you will at some point need to use Iola. I guarantee, I would be very shocked if an account has content where they don't need Iola. If you do, it's because you're cracked with like legendaries, right? You've killed all the legendaries in the game. I would be shocked that she wouldn't find a place in someone's team. So right now you can see I've got her with Witch's Remains on our account. We were fortunate enough to get some duplicate legendaries. So we have a 60% chance every hit to apply defense penalty. Which is
amazing. So now phenomenal. She's like absolute jack of all trades, or Jill or Lola of all trades on our account. Let's do it.
Pillar of trial.
Let's do it. Is there anything gearing wise here to note? Or I mean, we're just building her for damage and accuracy.
Yeah, damage and accuracy. Like our gear is not the best. We're working on it.
Yeah, I guess it's worth pointing out here that she's not in like, this is not an insane, this is a very realistic build, you know, for someone who's been playing for a month or two, you know, whatever.
Yeah, she's got all the right things in the right places, you know, crit damage and accuracy. We've got crit rate on the gloves. We've got attack percentage. She's got attack sets, all the right sets. But really, it's not like a crazy build, but it's good enough to kind of show you how much control she can bring. Now, this Pillar of Trial is basically limited here. So we can only run Radiant and Lightning. Now, we're fortunate that we were able to actually get our main team in here. And you do want to run this content because if you complete 60 stages, you will get an epic for free in this game.
All right, so we are ready to go. Anything about positioning that you want to comment on here, or is it pretty intuitive, you know?
We don't want her in the front line.
Keep her,
She needs to be behind the scenes. Like, here Garrus is the one that's taking all the focus because we want to stack his passive up very quickly. We have got Shadwell in here paired with Ivelios for our damage, but she's also a bit of like kind of like this hybrid damage role. We can continue with that.
Yeah, I'm just going to go.
Rune. So you can see what will happen here when we go through this content is we're going to basically start fighting, and eventually the enemy is going to start attacking us. Now, hopefully we won't get one shot, but this is that ability here. Boom, 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 boom. And
look at that. Yeah. And I apologize, guys. I am sharing screen with Saf and recording screen at the same time, so it's a little choppier than normal. I apologize on the gameplay. I'll look into that for next time, but you can still see the silence and a lot of stuns, if I saw correctly on that last shot.
Here we go again. Boom,
she must have been silence. Yep.
And even if she doesn't stun them, she'll silence them.
Well, it's great because she's basically converting the silences to stuns mainly on their DPS, right, on their range, because otherwise, why is she getting attacked, right? So
absolutely,
it's
the attack penalty. It's very.
I was gonna say it's like almost like a double attack, a damage mitigation between the attack penalty and the neutralizing the DPS in the back with the AoE attacks. Yeah.
This is a great example here. She got focused, but she was able to stun them very quickly, which meant that they weren't able to kill her at all, and that gave our team time to get control of the fight. So this is how you will use her. She will carry you through these waves. She'll never be your primary damage dealer, probably. Yeah. But she is capable enough to actually put out some good damage, and she will enable them with that sort of defense down penalty. If you don't have the Witch's Remains, use Crown of the Uncleaned. It's an epic one. It's probably the #1 epic one I would recommend everyone get.
Yeah, we talked about that as well.
Yeah. Look.
So yeah, I mean, she's our damage pretty much lead, standing toe-to-toe with the legendary, you know, of Iolas. Wow.
So there you go.
Dude, that's pretty insane. That's pretty, considering everything that she's bringing in addition, you know, with the Witch's Remains too, with being our debuffer, our decreased defense, the silence, the stuns, and all the damage. I mean, that's really cool. I'm glad that we did a little spotlight on her, because she's really, her and Garrus, I would say, are starting to become my 2 favorite epics on the account.
Yeah, they're absolute hard carries. And as the content of this, you know, as you climb of trials, they get harder, it gets more challenging, taking hits becomes a lot scarier. Right now these enemies we're fighting are kind of similar to us. Eventually they will start be like, if they cast an ultimate and they don't have decreased attack, we are in
big trouble.
Big trouble. But here is quite frustrating, because this is one of the problems with Dragonheir. If you can't get past the front line, they got 2 healers at the back line there, so you need something that can break through the back
silence
line and stop that. Now she's targeting kind of like the most amount of units here, so sometimes you might need to manual to do it. Maybe you need to put it on the back line. But you got 2 Enners at the back there that can heal and cleanse here. So you can see, like, we were trying to get through the front line. We're able to do it here, but what she can do is breach that front line and control the back line. There's that stun there, silence, stun.
You're seeing it again. To Saf's point here, obviously, it's going to be a lot more important when they're level 150 or whatever versus 83, but the concept is still the same. The principles are still the same, obviously.
Yeah, you're basically effectively reducing the damage you take by crowd controlling them.
Nice, man. Well, hey, do you have can you tease any other epics or rares that you want to do a spotlight video on for our next one? Or maybe we'll take some viewer requests as well. So maybe if you guys have an epic or a rare that's kind of hard carrying your account that you don't see a lot of people talking about, or even if you do, let us know in the comments below, because maybe we could invest as well. Did you have any ideas there too, Saf?
There is a pale canter that appears in the game. There's my hint. Let's see if anyone in comments knows who I'm talking about. A pale
canter. So like a lightly is it a bard of some sort? We gotta. All right, I don't want to guess too much here, Saf. I don't want to spoil it.
The challenge for the video. Everyone in the comments below now, who is the crazy Welshman talking about?
Okay, all right, sounds great, guys. That's gonna do it for the guide on Lola or Iola or Iola, whatever you want to call her. She's a beast either way. Let's see what she did for damage here before we let the folks go. 26, 27, man. That's great for a control. It's pretty nice to have, guys. That's gonna do it for the video. Let us know what you think of this hero, and again, let us know if you have any of your favorites you want us to share with us in the comments below. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.